And you're watching RTM1. I'm Rob. Duh. And, yeah. You know, the other day, my pal Crazy Steve was posting on the Facebook feed for his site, The Roboplastic Apocalypse. Google that and enjoy his blog. It's an excellent read. He's posting some adverts for BotCon 94 and 95, which is really cool. And, I was thinking, man, I've got like some toy fairs and stuff with BotCon ads in them, and I don't know where they are. I remember particularly BotCon 2001, where its ad was in the letters column, and I was just like, oh, dude, because, that was in Durham, and that was the first one I was able to go to, because, you know, 94, I was in high school, and no way was mom and dad letting that fly. And throughout college, it was like just really too far away for a kid who barely made enough to pay for his Ford Escort to go to. And there was Durham, which was just 6 hours away. And I had been contemplating it, after I saw the announcements on the internet. And I was like, can I really do this? I really wanted to. It's just, could I really do it? And then, there was that ad. I just kept looking at the ad. And, if MapQuest existed back then, I sure didn't know about it. So, it's funny considering how much I was on the internet anyway. I didn't think to search a town that was only 6 hours away. My mother called me one morning, and we're talking. I was like, hey, how far away is Durham, North Carolina? And she was like, just a few hours. Why? I was like, huh. And I made the trip. And it's funny because, I made the trip, barely made it there. I did the one-day thing, barely made it back. I was still pretty broke. I was out of college, and I was still working at crappy Office Max, making barely enough money for my Ford Escort payment and my rent, not to mention my hobby. Just life itself was kind of hard to afford. And I remember I was like hooked at, was able to go to, I made every year work, like I remember '02 took some work, but after that it was like a downhill slide because I was able to easily do it. It wasn't really till '09. I mean, I went straight till '09 where I had to skip because I was in California and I was unemployed. Just the way things work. I'm not gonna say each one was easy. For a while there, they got hard again, but the financing. But it was still kind of like, man, I couldn't get enough, and I can't remember or don't know where all those Toy Fair magazines and Lee's Toys Monthly or whatever and Tow Marts are. I got them in boxes in my storage unit around the house. They're around. But I got some old fanzines laying around, and I thought, hey, let me flip through those, see if there's any fun stuff from the past. And there's an ad for Transcon 97. For those of you who don't know, it's Children of Cybertron, which is a fun fan comic. And on the back is Transform. Actually nice colored zine with some pretty cool articles. Here's Beast Wars Unfold, an article written by Ben Yee. Check that out. I believe this was actually published by Ryan. I can't say his last name because I just can't pronounce it. Sorry, I'm from Georgia. The same guy who, correct me if I'm wrong, is the guy who, owns Cybertron.com. Here's the, looking at the newest members of the subscribers for 1997. Of course, we got Dennis Barger, who from Men in Black paid for this ad. Google that drama. Just go to the TF Wiki and look up Men in Black, and you'll see why it's all thumbs down, if you don't already know. So there's Leanne Elliott of the Survivors fan club, which actually got quite a bit of the fanzines there from the Survivors in this little packet. She was, of course, from Transmasters. Let's see. Of course, Ben Yee, because he's awesome. And here's funny. You're not going to be able to rediscuss the webcam. But Nick Roche, famed comic artist, works on Transformers now. Yeah, Ryan is... I cannot say your name, dude. I'm really sorry. But the guy who owns Cybertron.com, if I'm right, I might be wrong. I think that's him. It sounds like he published this, which is cool. But yeah. I hate to turn my nose at a Transformers fan convention or anything, but when it comes to Men in Black, you just kind of can't help but to. You're like, those guys. It's just funny how it works out sometimes, because even though, like I'm saying, BotCon 01 was my first one, and I was thinking when I was at SavCon, while I was at SavCon this past summer, sitting at the RFC table, I was watching younger guys, teenagers, some kids, maybe some guys early 20s. This is obviously the first convention. Excitedly running around like, and you watch and you just kind of smile, and you kind of snort a little, like you're like, dorks, But you stop and you say, man. So I remember 01, I was just like, I was the same way, I was in my early 20s. And, it took maybe till 03 for that initial to wear out to become, old hat, and you're like, yeah, I'm here now. And it's kind of hard to explain it, because, for the younger guys out there now, I can't really relate too much, because these guys have practically had the internet their whole life. And so it wasn't too hard for them to reach out and find other people who had the same interests. While people my age and stuff, it was kind of like, hey, there's other people like me, And, but, the convention, the first one or two, you're just like, there really is people like me. Holy crap, I'm surrounded by stuff I like. It's kind of like, it's kind of mind-blowing your first time or two. Like I said, then you kind of settle in the old hat, and you're like, cool, go to the panel. See what this guy's got. Hey, there's my friends. Where are we hanging out tonight? Just, how it becomes. You're watching these kids, and, even RM Transcon there. They're all like, they're still, despite the drama and unnecessary headache that came around from Men in Black and whatnot, there's still probably somebody who went there and was just like, and that's cool. You can't always hold the person who might have organized or whatever being creating some drama or whatever. You can't really. I don't know what the words I'm looking for. Sometimes people don't agree with the organizers of conventions or clubs or websites or whatever, but they still enjoy what they put on, is I think what I'm trying to say. So you can at least say, hey, I may not like that dude, or I may not agree with that dude just said, but I kind of appreciate what he did there. I had a good time. Or I guess for kids, it was awesome. It was awesome. I don't know about this Men in Black stuff. It was awesome. That's exactly how they talk too, like they were drooling. It just crossed my mind thinking of, we've shared it on our Facebook page at RFC. And if you're not checking out the Roboplastic Apocalypse, please do. It's an awesome site. Our buddy Steve, I know I've mentioned him several times on RFC proper. He's just a cool dude. And he finds all these awesome old ads and stuff from Transformers and like Star Wars and other old toy lines, and he posts them. They're really cool. You know, they're on the Facebook page for that. So if you're not following them, search up on Facebook. You know, of course, RFC and Roboplastic Apocalypse. That's a cool name. I wish I would have thought that up. That's just an awesome name for a site. And you know, there he is posting 94, 95. It was like $15 to get into the first one. And I think it was like 25 to get into the second one because, you know, it went up $15 or $10 or whatever, and you're just like, you can imagine someone's like, man, it's getting expensive. And now it's like, man, I just paid like $500. You know? So it's kind of cool, but you kind of imagine, like I said, for me and whatever, you know, you get there and you're like, hey, they're really, you know, the internet and real life are two different things. I know for some people that's like an alien thought, but being physically surrounded by this stuff is different than seeing it on a computer screen. And so you get there and you're just like, wow. And so I gotta imagine, I'm really jealous because I did find out about 94 a few months after it. I had actually picked up an older issue of, I think it was Lee's or whatever, at my comic shop. And there was the ad, and I was like, wow. You know, I missed it, of course, and truthfully, it's one of those things that never realistically would have popped in my head to go to, because 16, I knew better than to be like, hey, I want to go a couple of states over for a Transformers convention. My dad would have been like, hell no, boy, I'm on the grass. He would have said it a little more angrily when I said it, but that would have been the response. But I was just like, wow. And I can imagine being those people there, the few hundred people that went, and walking in and just being like, because, you know, you're talking about a lot of those people were in their early 20s, 30s, or whatever, and they'd probably done grew up thinking, I'm kind of a weirdo here. And then they join like the mailing lists or whatever, and the Transmeshers fan clubs or whatever, and they're like, hey, here's other people like me. And then it was like, holy crap, here's people like me. So it might have been more mind-blowing for them than, say, me in my early 20s or something. Or hey, who knows? I wonder if kids in their late teens go into, like, say, SavCon or BotCon or whatever. I wonder how blown away they are past the whoa factor. Because, like I said, the internet's been more of a point in their life, so finding people that share the same interests might not be as hard for them. Who knows? Maybe they have like Transformers clubs at school and they have meetings. They probably get wedgies still, though, I bet that. Well, thanks for watching. I think I'm running a little too long. I don't want to pass the YouTube time limit. I'm Rob. You're watching RTM1. And check out tfradio.net for all our shows and showtimes. Thanks for watching. It always takes me a second to hit the stop button. Thanks.